All right, let's get into one of the most fascinating and maybe one of the most provocative strategies from Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power. Today, it's all about Law 20, do not commit to anyone. This is a law that really goes against our basic instincts, our need to join a team, to belong, to pick a side. And the law hits you with this right away. It's so blunt, isn't it? In the world of power, Robert Greene is basically saying that jumping in, planting your flag with one group or another, well, that's not a sign of strength. It's a trap. And that is the big question we're diving into. We live in a world that's constantly screaming at us to choose, right? Pick a team, declare your loyalty, define yourself by who you're with. This law asks us to think about a totally different way to gain influence. So let's break this down. Why is taking sides so risky according to this law? Look, committing to a person or a cause can feel good, it can feel noble, but it instantly puts you in a tight spot. You become a predictable piece on the board, and it's someone else's board. This right here is the heart of the problem. The second you commit, you're handing over a piece of your independence. Other people, they start to feel like they have a claim on you, on your time, your energy, your loyalty. You're not really your own agent anymore. You're an asset. And in the game of power, if you're being used, you're not winning. To really get how this works, we need a masterclass. And there is seriously no better example than Queen Elizabeth I of England. For almost half a century, she gave an absolute clinic on the power of staying uncommitted. And, the pressure was just immense. The stability of the entire country, forging alliances with other nations, producing an heir to the throne, everything hinged on her picking a husband. The question wasn't if she would marry, it was who she would marry and when.
What's absolutely staggering is just how long she kept this up. This wasn't some short-term plan. This was the defining strategy of her entire 45-year reign. She dangled the possibility of marriage in front of her own nobles, in front of European royalty, keeping them all hanging on, hoping, but never, ever giving in.
Her own words really tell you everything, don't they? For Elizabeth, getting married meant giving up her power, her autonomy. It meant she would become someone else's property, in a way. And she valued her independence more than anything else.
So what was the payoff? What did she actually gain from this decades-long game? Well, here's the brilliant part. By refusing to be won, she was courted by everyone. And that's where she found her real power. Think about it. Major powers like France and Spain, they couldn't risk attacking England because they were too busy trying to win her favor, trying to get that marriage alliance. She masterfully played them against each other, keeping England safe without having to fight a major war. This really boils it all down. When you commit, you become a known quantity. Your value is kind of locked in, and it can even go down over time. But independence, staying uncommitted, makes you the prize. Everyone is pursuing you, and as long as you can't be caught, your value just keeps going up. Queen Elizabeth just understood this on a gut level. So let's take her strategy and distill it down to the core principles of Law 20. What are the actual mechanics that make this whole non-commitment thing so powerful?
This is the end game. This is the ultimate payoff. When you don't belong to any one side, you're free to move. You become the center of gravity that others revolve around, all of them competing for your support. You're not just a player in the game anymore. You're the one controlling the board. The key quality you're trying to build here is this idea of being ungraspable. It's when people can't quite figure you out, can't easily label you or pin you down. And what happens? They get intrigued. That mystery creates a kind of respect, an aura of power, simply because you haven't been claimed yet. It's really a psychological hack, isn't it? It taps right into our human nature. We all want what we can't quite have. By strategically holding yourself back, by not giving everything away, you become way more alluring. People don't get frustrated, they get more interested. They try even harder to win you over. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do this? What are the practical steps to practice non-commitment and become, ungraspable in your own life? So it's a real balancing act. The idea is to engage with people? Absolutely. Show them you're interested. Give them hope that one day they might win your total support. But you never fully satisfy that hope. You always keep a little something back, a bit of distance that keeps you independent. And this is a super important point. This is not about being cold or pushing people away. It's about being warm and engaging on the surface while secretly protecting your freedom underneath.
You want people to want to have you on their side, but you never fully let them. That's where all the power is. So I'll just leave you with this to think about. Everywhere we look, our careers, our friendships, our beliefs, we are pushed to pick a side. This law just asks us to hit pause for a second and think, what if there's incredible power, freedom, and a huge strategic advantage to be found by simply refusing to choose?